Getting to the heart of the matter. Back to Guy, Ben, and Frank with more Inside the News.
All right, welcome back to our election trail segment. This will end in about 7 or 8 weeks here, as the election is on November the 3rd. And from all of us, we want to encourage you, register to vote. If you can vote in person, do so. If you want to vote by absentee ballot, that's okay. Then you ask for the absentee ballot. Most states, you have to get those in by October 24th, at least at request. November 3rd is election day, very important in this country. Okay, Frank, let's start with you. Joe Biden, he's now talking about making things in America. Boy, didn't I hear that about 4 years ago? During the pandemic here with the China virus or the Wuhan virus, whatever you want to call it, and we saw all the manufacturing in China and that base over there, Trump was touting, we need to make things here. Biden's trying to claim that as his as well, and yet the media is covering it on Biden's side, and it's like they've ignored everything that Trump has done in 3.5 years. Frank, go.
Well, of course, for 47 years, throughout his entire political career, Joe Biden has failed to address any of the issues that he now seems so desperately concerned about. Having finally emerged like the groundhog from his basement, Joe is now looking at the fact that when it comes to the issues, not the personalities, but the issues, the country really agrees with Donald Trump. They don't like Trump's personality, but they certainly think he's done a good job in office, particularly with the economy and foreign affairs. Biden, who is being drifted or being cast aside like driftwood on the ocean, going back and forth from trying to be good Uncle Joe, who everyone knows and likes, to being the real spokesperson for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, can't seem to figure out what his message is. But now he's looking at Trump's policies being successful and being popular. So this week, until he gets slapped around again by Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, he's giving out a message of more centrist policies or policies that resemble those of Donald Trump. He'll continue to do that until, again, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the squad, and Bernie Sanders tell him either fall in line or we're going to withdraw our support. The bottom line with Joe Biden is that there is no there. There's nothing to him, whether we're talking about his mental capabilities or his actual point of view. He's nothing but a politician's politician, and he has been for 47 years.
All right, let's talk straight here. The campaign by Joe Biden, they are saying whatever they want to say, and actually they're saying a lot of things that Donald Trump has been saying and doing, whether it's making America great again, manufacturing back here and all, and they are campaigning as this is who they are. It's a total lie. It is a total sham. That is just to get in office, because January the 20th, should they prevail, that is not, I mean, we're all going to have to say Doc, comrade, because it's going to be a lot different, isn't it, Ben?
Well, it is pretty clear that should there be a President Biden, he is an aging man who has little or no energy, who has to take a couple of days off after every half-hour session he does in front of the teleprompter to recuperate. So he is not going to be the functional president if he happens to win.
Sounds like us needing to take a break.
Yeah, who will be the real president? You know, God only knows. I doubt it'll be Kamala Harris, but it'll be a cabal of deep staters running our country. But it's interesting in Florida, something that Frank doesn't get, that if you're in Florida, you get in spades is nonstop TV ads in support of each side of this election. Same as 4 years ago, Florida is the battleground state. It is the must-win for both sides. So the TV commercials never stop. A couple of interesting attacks, most of which are nonsensical to me, but one that is effective, I think, for the Biden campaign. There is one line of attack that Donald Trump wants to take away medical care, which I just scratch my head when it comes on. I have no idea what I don't think anyone has any reaction to that because it's a nonsensical statement. However, there is a line of attack that says that Donald Trump wants to take away Social Security and bankrupt Social Security. And they cite a recent OMB analysis of the Trump proposal in recent months to have a payroll tax holiday. And of course, payroll taxes go primarily to fund Social Security. So the OMB analysis would be that even a holiday of a year would be highly detrimental to Social Security funding, which is true. And the administration has not been clear on how they would make up that funding, other than some kind of general statements that we'd use general funds to pay for. So this has been one line of attack, I think, and the only one that I can think of that's been reasonably successful, because if you look at the polls, the only area where Trump is doing worse than he did 4 years ago, the only demographic is the elderly population. And the only reason I can see for that is this particular line of attack on Social Security. So it is something that is a threat to Donald Trump, and I believe has to be addressed effectively by the president.
Okay, Frank, let's move on here. We got about 2 minutes left in this segment here. Bernie Sanders. And he's coming out, and now he's disparaging lightly, what's going on with the Biden campaign, that he's not doing this and not doing that. And Bernie's actually becoming more vocal. Your take on that?
Well, it goes back to what I said previously. Biden's campaign is looking at the policies that have made Donald Trump popular in terms of his success with the economy, in terms of his success in foreign affairs. Bernie's campaign wants to win. And so, Joe's campaign wants to win. And so, of course, that they are talking about more being comfortable with Trump's approach to the world and to these issues.
But Frank, I think you were correct, though, when you said Bernie's campaign wants to win. And Ben was chuckling, too, because that might have been a Freudian, but at the same time, that's spot on.
Yeah, I think it is, because this is the real campaign. Joe is the face of the campaign. Bernie and AOC are the guts of the campaign, the brains of the campaign. Biden is looking towards those popular Trump policies, but when he does, he gets slapped in the back of the head by Bernie and AOC saying, hey, you really got to understand who really is in charge here, Joe. It's not you, it's us. It's AOC and it's Bernie Sanders.
You can just have that image here, Ben, where the guy comes up behind him and goes, bam, on the back of the head. It's like, come on, Joe, we're running this thing, not you.
Well, that was speaking of Freudian slips, and that was a very good one by Frank. Kamala Harris had her own Freudian slip this week, where she was in an interview and talked about what it would be like in the upcoming Harris administration before quickly correcting her little slip. But that shows where her mindset is at. She correctly assesses Joe Biden to be the feeble old man that he is. It's even painful to watch him walk these days, because he looks as old as he is, if not older. And she is, I think, licking her chops at the prospect of being the functional president. But as I said before, I don't think that's going to happen for her. There's going to be a cabal of people. And I think the Bernie Sanders AOC wing of the Democratic Party will actually be in functional control of our government if Biden should win.
It's going to be fun to watch, but it's going to be also painful for Americans to endure. Ooh, that was kind of good the way I put that there. I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about all these storms going on, hurricanes, pandemics, and Donald Trump. He has had to endure so much of these and work through these. We're going to talk about that. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Wehman, Brunson, and Vernuccio, Inside the News.